I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nisi. It has been a while since I've posted a reaction. I don't know, I'm not gonna check right now. I'm pretty sure the last reaction that I did was C by M, Hoshi and Wooji, which yes, are my biases, but still that Hoshi and Wooji I reacted to on this channel. And then of course I reacted to Koops and Mingyu's release. So it seems appropriate that I would not let DK and Seungkwan's release go by as well, even though I don't believe I had the chance to react to Jonghyun and Hwanu's release, who were like the truly first official as the first members to go start their military service. I gotta keep the train rolling on my 17 subunit releases, so we are going to get into why is my thing so squeaky? Oh, it's the glitter. It's the glitter in my diamond. It's the glitter in my diamond. All right, let's jump in. Let's just jump in. I am reacting to the full album this time. I mean, it is our main Vocalz. It is our main Vocalz. So we will be checking out all 6 songs, and I'll be going in order. So though there is an MV, if you want to just skip to it, you will have to skip to it yourself. Really don't know why. I'm only happy because there's a release. I have no other reason to be this joyful at myself. I will be starting with track number 1, Rockstar, DK solo. Let's jump in. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, guys. You know this is going to be good. It's 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Is it already long enough for me? No, but that's fine. Let's go.
함께했던 매 순간 그 모든 기억은 so bright 많은 시간 속을 달린 너와 나
Okay, we got a bright sound.
여전히 변함없는 것은 나만의 하늘 위에 뜨는
A sweeter sound than I thought I was going to start with, being called Rockstar. Now remember this from the trailer. I'm liking the like energy you're getting. So retro, you hear those synths?
이제는 기억조차 흐릿한 아팠던 날은 우릴 단단하게 만들고 너라는 유일한 안전지대한 가까이 homie.
It's so buoyant. Dun, 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 dun. So retro.
내 삶속에 넌 유일한 rockstar 오늘도 변함없이 널 위한 관객이 돼 항상 심장은 널 향해 소리쳐 내 하루를 비춰주는 spotlight 평범한 날도 아름다워 작은 일상이 더 특별해져 부탁이 있어 100번의 겨울 지나 101번째의 봄을
Very refreshing.
그때도 나
Ah. Dude, this guitar riff. Ooh,
세상에 넌 유일한 rockstar 모든 날들이 아름다워 우리 오늘도 두 눈을 맞춰 이대로 빛나줘
Oh, no, it's... Oh my gosh, it's over too fast. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second. Oh, okay. That was very joyful. What did I say? I feel like it was very buoyant. I felt very bouncy vibes from it. It made me extremely, extremely happy. I feel like, I don't know. It feels like this is supposed to be our palate cleanser before we are about to jump into whatever drama has prompted the title song to be named Blue for us to get both a cinematic version and an epilogue version, for the actual album title to be called Serenade. I mean, none of those things point me to the Rockstar solo that we got, right? So I know that the theme of this album is very much about the story of love. And gosh, I have such work on my brain, which is why I want to call it the life cycle of love, which is the most soul-sucking way to describe love. The life cycle of love and relationships, but essentially more so than just love, but the element of falling in love and being in love and potentially either falling out of love or someone falling out of love with you. The love story ending is what I mean by the life cycle of love. The very, very bureaucratic corporate way of saying it. And so I know that that's the theme of the album. And therefore, Rockstar feels very much like a palate cleanser, except it does not cleanse. Like normally I think of palate cleanser as something that is very quiet, very simple, or very refreshing. And while the song, yes, gave me refreshing, happy vibes, it has a lot more energy than what I would typically categorize as a palate cleanser. But the reason I'm making the distinction is because I feel like it is a completely different palette than we are about to get into with the rest of the album. I have no freaking clue since I haven't heard it, but these are my thoughts based on what I believe the theme of this album is and what we just got, which is I just want to jam. I feel happy, like I should be dancing in the sun. And I have a feeling the rest of this album is not going to make me feel that way. But that was quite enjoyable. I'm excited to check out the lyrics on that one as well. I'm not going to listen to a lyric video. I just want to pop up lyrics so that you can see them. These are rough translations. I would recommend any other translation besides what I'm about to throw up, which is a rough translation. Every moment we spend together, all those moments are so bright. I felt it, DK, you and I who ran through so much time. It seems like a lot has changed. So if I think of this from the perspective of love, like I'm already feeling like you and I is me and DK running through our the relationship that we have built carrot to 17 member. But if I'm thinking of it from the perspective of the album, like very much it can feel like in my life, you're the only rock star, as in saying there's one person who is the star of your life, who you love, who brings meaning to your life. And that person is your rock star. So from that perspective, I can definitely see the love connotation. But I do like to think of it from the aspect that, like, this is how we see DK. Like, you're our rock star. We'll be your audience. But it's flipped, right? In this aspect where it could be him showing his appreciation. We as carrots make him a rock star. Is he a rock star without carrots? Of course, but they're connected, and therefore he has become a rock star through Carrot. And therefore the people that he looks up to are his fans who have made him the rock star that he is. They're the rock star to him. I really love what I often find as dual aspects between a lot of fan-related conversation, dialogue, sharing of meaning, that, of course, broader storytelling is always an aspect, and then whoever wrote the song, which DK co-wrote on the song, and he also wrote on the composition as well. The idea that we'll never know what the true songwriters may have been feeling as to who they were thinking of when they were adding to these lyrics, but I like both of the stories. The story of the person you're falling in love with, but also the story of a rock star celebrating his fans and those fans being rock stars to them. In my life, you're the only rock star. Today, as always, I'll be your audience. My heart always shouts out for you. The spotlight that illuminates my day. I feel like I heard them say may a lot. Even ordinary days are beautiful. My small everyday life becomes more special. Do you remember the tears we sometimes shed? We grew a little taller through those tears. Yeah, we got a little stronger, got a little taller through our pain. Now even the memories are hazy. Those painful days made us stronger. And in you, my only safe space, or safe zone, hold me close, I won't let go. Ooh, okay, we got a bridge. I can't believe there was a bridge in this short freaking song, but there was a bridge. I have a request. After 100 winters, I want to welcome the 101st spring with you. Even then, oh my gosh. This song is like very, very happy making, but the lyrics are making me want to cry. It really feels like someone who is telling you that they want to share the journey with you from now until eternity, from now until forever. After 100 winters, I still want to welcome that next 101st spring with you. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. And I think we got a little change on the lyrics as we get to this sort of final chorus. So in my life, it's been saying the whole time, you're the only rock star. Now it's saying in my world. So not just in my life, but in my entire world, you're the only rock star. Every day is beautiful. So before I was saying even ordinary days are beautiful, but now the final chorus is every day, regardless of ordinary or extraordinary, is beautiful. We meet each other's eyes today, shine on like this. So we find each other. I'm not just singing about you. I'm not just talking to you. I'm not just sending a message to you, but we meet each other's eyes today. I am talking to you, conveying to you, sharing with you, person to person, face to face, not just in words, not just in music, but in connection. I love that as an ending. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna feel the feels for a while on these babies. All right. I have a feeling the MV is gonna have some better translations than my rough translation, so I'll wait until we get to the next song. For the next round of translations, let us talk about Blue. So things that I know about Blue. I do know 2 actors, though I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but there are 2 famous actors in the MV. I didn't realize there was a male act until the more recent trailers, and I was like, who's that dude? I didn't realize from the first trailers, it really only seemed like I saw DK, Seungkwan, and the female actress in the trailer. That looked dramatic in and of itself, but more recently, before the release was dropped, I did see a teaser that had a completely different male, who I'm assuming is the actor. So given the fact that this is a cinematic version, it's 7 minutes long. We're in for a story, and I'm interested to see if Seungkwan and DK, if their story that we saw in the teasers intertwine with the cinematic version here, or if that story is only held for the epilogue version. I'm intrigued to see. Also, Blue feels, I don't know. I watched Budo and their special, their villain arc. These guys are ridiculous. It's a lot of fun. If you have not checked it out, I would definitely go back. It's worth it. It's really them just promoting how they've waged war on all music, essentially. You can like no other songs after you hear the song. They will have destroyed all music. It's really, really cute promotion. They just went around talking to random strangers and acting a fool, as they do extremely well. Overall, though, it was super funny. We also got a Petrolin, words don't come to me today. We also got a Petrolin cameo. We also got a cameo from 17's revered top producer and artist. So it was fun. Check it out. I can just tell you the whole story, and then you won't want to watch it, but by no means am I doing it any justice. So let us jump into Blue. I've already heard the heavy breathing. It sounds like it's been a horrible accident. Someone's crawling out. It's just trigger warning for those who've been in vehicular accidents before. This might be re-traumatizing you, but let's go. The drama. Okay, it's a guy. Don't move, sir. Oh, wow.
자, 괜찮습니다. 자, 벗어나야 됩니다.
아, 괜찮아.
네, 일단 벗어날게요.
Why does it look like he's looking at himself, not her? Or I thought the female. What?
가야 돼. 가야 돼요.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh. Anya. Oh gosh. Wow. I felt that. Okay, let me stop, guys. Wow. Wow. I felt that. I felt the pain in that man's face. Well, let me just get these actors' names, giving them all the kudos in the world and calling them her and him. Yumi and No Seungkwan. Okay, yeah, that's Yumi. Pretty. Feel like I've seen her face. I don't know if I've seen Seungkwan. Okay, let's just make me want to cry again by looking at his face one more time. But it doesn't look like a female in the passenger seat. It looks like a male. A different male.
하얗게 메마른 너의 그 표정에 한없이 멀어진
Oh gosh, you guys. I'm sorry if I cry in advance.
대답도 없이 이어진 침묵이 마주한 우릴 기어이 삼킨 뒤에 너의 곁에서 깊이 잠기고 있어 그토록 찬란한 모습들이
That vocalization sounds almost like an actual instrument, but it's an oud.
차오르는 감정에 넌 휩쓸려 버린 듯해 여전히 난 여기에
Is that the same man with that long freaking hair?
Still I love you without you 네 곁에서 멀리 나 홀로 깊이 falling blue
Oh.
애써 너를 향해 뻗어본 손끝이 흩어진 물결에 너의 그 모습이 I'm blue Falling in blue 난 그렇게
give me that
한없이
shirt.
Falling in your blue 새빨간 거짓말들로 괜찮다 웃어
Wow, we finally got DK's voice now.
이미 다 투명해진 내 맘 따위 네 눈에 흔적조차도 없겠지 Baby 내일이 난 그려지지 않아 더 이상 우린 어디쯤
Okay,
짊어질까
they let go of hands. This can't be the last time.
Without you
All this imagery of messiness is really getting in my emotional nerves right now. Why does she want to cry? I don't know why everyone's so emotional. I don't know where we are in time. I'm definitely feeling washed in blue though. Seungkwan, they're using their real names. What happened? She's so worried. I don't know why they're so emotional. It's throwing me off. Oh, this song, this orchestration's beautiful. It seems like they're roommates and they're friends. So I don't really know what's happened. Okay, 2 missed calls. So she's waiting for something important. But of course she's nervous. She calls him back. Okay, so maybe this is after the accident. Okay, no, he's at home. What she said, I don't care, I'm running. I'm worried, I'm running. Are they lovers or are they friends? I think they're just friends, roommates, but...
왜 전화 안
Why
받아?
wouldn't you answer your phone? She's
면접 보러
calling
간 거
them.
아니었어?
오직
No, and she had the interview.
Love you, without you, without you.
괜찮아.
네 곁에서 멀리 너에게 피해 falling blue. 이젠 돌이킬 수 없는 그 마음이
It really feels like they need each other and they're very important to each other. A moment I can no longer alone. It's almost like they've fallen. They realize and they've fallen for each other. Oh gosh, so pretty. Too much full clothed in bed. How can you sleep like that with that turtleneck, girl? I feel very blue. Wow. The color palette is gorgeous. It really, really makes you feel a difference. Just going from that light streaming in through the room in the morning, but it being so bright still, to this blue saturation made me want to cry. Maybe they are really realizing their feelings for each other. Falling in your blue. Gosh. That coat. Not his coat, her coat. So pretty. Girl, you have to stop, because I think you're doing the most to me with these emotions. Okay. I don't know what happened. Oh gosh, don't you know? I can't. This lapping water makes me want to cry. It just makes me feel like the sound. You know, the idea that they say that you can't really tell. You can't really tell people crying when it's raining. I mean, when you're outside and it's raining. That's kind of how I feel. Oh gosh, really? Whoa, okay. Getting all smooth and kind of sexy on me. Not ready for that. All right. I have no clue what this epilogue is going to bring us, guys. So, what I do remember from the teaser, it really felt like there was some part of the story where it felt like DK was either being broken up with or being left. And it felt like Seungkwan's story of working at the comic store and finding the book blue. I'm not sure if any of that is gonna tie to this main story line. When we get to the epilogue, I feel like the story is still untold, and I'm not sure if there's more story to be told from that perspective. So maybe their portion of the epilogue just comes in with a tail end to the story that we already see, and how they fit in that sort of small way instead of being fully integrated into the story. That would be kind of interesting to see. Is the next step that she dates DK, or that she meets Seungkwan at the comic book store, that Sanghyun meets Seungkwan at the comic book store and DK is with her, and that somehow the epilogue forms in bringing them back together. I'm now making up stories in my head because now I want them to be together. Oh. All right. So let's talk about Blue. Blue as a song. I feel like the song hits all of the right heartstrings, in the sense that it feels very orchestral and cinematic, and dramatic. And so it feels like your heart is musically being taken on a full story from start to finish. It really felt like as the song went on, as their voices came together and coalesced and were creating these beautiful harmonies, that our emotions and our feelings were building, as opposed to our Seungkwan intro and to our DK handoff. Like, it really did feel like musically we were being taken on this journey that culminated in what felt like a very emotional climax. So I think that part of the song is quite beautiful. The journey in it. The orchestration is probably my favorite part, which is crazy to say when it comes to vocals. Like Seungkwan and DK, their vocals are also gorgeous. And of course, out of all of the songs, this is the song I've heard the most snippets of, or them to have, even in Budo, to have like sang. I've heard it sung more often. So I think the orchestration is impacting me so much more in comparison to the rest of the songs. But I also just think the instrumentation is extremely, extremely beautiful. The sort of winter aspect, the heavy coats, the by the riverside, the feeling that made me feel like it was raining outside or would be snowing outside. The whole vibe of the song in comparison to DK's solo Rockstar, which felt very effervescent and very bright and very warm. This is a song that feels very wintry and providing warmth through comfort. That I feel like thematically came across really well in the song, which ties to the sort of blue being both a color of sadness, a color of emotion, but also a color of cold, and often rain or snow, and especially when we're talking about cold and precipitation. So I think that from that thematic perspective, it all really, really tied together extremely well. What I felt like is really, really evident from the song. I really want to cry. The song is so beautiful. And the story that it was trying to tell, what I really truly felt, that is part of why I felt so confused throughout the entire song and the MV, and everything happened so fast, is that they did love each other. Like, it was so clear to me that the story is trying to convey that this is two people who care very much about each other and love each other. And in my mind, like I said, it felt like they were roommates, that they were friends. Like, I didn't feel like they were lovers. And so it kind of feels like it's the part of love, the part of the story where maybe you're not both on the same page. You're not both moving at the same pace, in the way that she is so worried about him when he seems like he's just making a phone call. And he's like, well, I thought you had the interview. Why are you running back? And she's like, you didn't answer your phone. It's like, it feels like she's so far ahead of where he is. But then you get to this other scene at the end, and he's cradling her face and he's looking at her in such a loving way. And it's very clear he has feelings for her. And she is the one who walks away, takes his hand away, walks away, and he's left crying. So it felt very much like this story where the feelings were clearly palpable and real, but the individuals are just not there at the same exact time. A little bit of passing ships, which makes you feel really blue, because you see how much there's love and care with these people. So, gosh, I hope the epilogue solves that. But I'm feeling if I keep listening to the album, maybe the epilogue is going to tell me that's not going to solve it. So I think that's the part of the confusion that I very much was feeling in the story. Like, these people seem to care about each other, but for whatever reason, they're not showing that care towards each other. And it really wasn't the case. Like, they very much were showing that care towards each other, just not at the exact same level at the exact same time. So, the thoughts on at least like what was going on from an emotional perspective. I really, if I had to highlight the two, besides the story and the MV and the acting, which just was beautiful. What a beautiful MV. And the fact that they've made it 7 minutes, like, thank you, because I think that had super impact by allowing me to like sit with those emotions for longer. But outside of those two, that more visual storytelling aspect, I really love the harmonies between DK and Seungkwan. They were just so beautiful. So I don't want to say buttery, because buttery makes it feel like they melt, and it's not as much as that they melt, as much as I feel like they ignite and cool. They spark and simmer at the exact emotional moments in the perfect way as a duo. And I know, like, as members of 17 and as their main vocals, I know that these guys have years and years of working together and understanding each other's voices. So not surprising to me that like I'm gonna walk away from this album feeling like freaking the harmonies, but something about the emotional impact of their harmonies. So gorgeous. And then I'm obsessed with the orchestration, the simplicity of like this plotting, really pretty, light, sparse piano with this incredibly lush, really emotional orchestration. Favorite parts of Blue. All right. I think I'm ready to move on to whatever Bao Chick Wow Wow we might be getting with Guilty Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, DK and Seungkwan. I clearly need it for me to get through this. Okay, I'm gonna bring this back up. Blue is not. I love trading off who's starting the songs.
Wait a minute,
gosh, why does this bass line have so much freaking attitude? She's stuck in my head. Okay, so I'm then Guilty Pleasure. Guilty Pleasure Love. I don't feel like I've heard Seungkwan's voice sound like that. Why are men tempting me? I love this breakdown. That pre-chorus breakdown part. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna get to Guilty Gosh, the production is so light and clean. Like, in compared to so many heavy productions I'm used to recently. I hear their voices so clearly. Okay, Jum Jum. That like mix that they're doing, oh, so sexy. This song is for the night, guys. The deep late night. Good mood. Pleasure love. Okay. Wow. Oh, that sounds. Oh, felt like I was gonna like Silence already from its preview, but oh, the preview was not that part of the song in the beginning, and that was so pretty. All right. Super, super, super slick. Got like a very pop, soft rock start, a more ballady, a more pop ballad song in Blue. Now we're moving into red light special territory. We're moving into our late night R&B thick frickin' groove in our third guilty pleasure track. Okay. Versatility. That's what we call versatility. Anyway. Thank you. I needed that. If I'm talking about a palate cleanser from the beginning, you know what needs a palate cleanser? Whatever you listen to after Blue is just automatically a palate cleanser, because dang, was I snotting the hell out of that song. Wait a minute. Gosh, the instrumentation, everything is so awesome. This bass line's so bad. I love it. Okay, all right. I just want to check out the lyrics because I want to see like how sexy they're talking to me. How sexy are you talking to me? It better be extra sexy. Watch me get into this song and it's like, ooh, you're just so pretty, ooh, and I like you so much, ooh. All right, no, it's not gonna be any of that. I love how the first verse kicks it off with a touch of sincerity. Just in case you thought this was a booty call, this is not a booty call. There is some sincerity. Why has this become a microphone for me? There is some sincerity under all this bow, chinkle, wow, wow instrumentation I'm giving you. With a touch of sincerity, my gestures are somehow different than usual. Okay, so yeah, you definitely feeling different. This is not the type of like, oh, I'm just like so infatuated in love with you. Like, no, I'm feeling something else tingling. Holding on to the desire to get closer. I take a step back. Oh, why? Come closer. Yeah, a growing wish. Love so bittersweet. I speak unspoken words to myself, drifting in vain hope, a dream that become. All right, so you need to calm your own self down. You're speaking unspoken words to yourself, drifting in vain hope of a dream that's become a habit. So this is something you constantly ponder. You were always thinking about this. And hoping, unfortunately, in vain so far. All right, on the hidden melody. Oh, I love when I don't know the words and then when I hear them and they just fit so, yes, on the hidden melody of that Bow Chicka Wow Wow song, I placed my love. I never stop drawn to your track. We've moved from this, what felt like a maybe ships passing in the night. We're not on the same page at the same time, even though we both care for each other type of love. Now we've moved on to the, oh, it's infatuation. I'm no longer holding back my feelings because they're so red hot right now and I need to get them off of my tongue, otherwise the fantasies might consume me. That is the vibe I'm getting, so okay. Oh, let me not have to say those extra words. I don't have to say those parts. Wait a minute, the sincerity I tried to hide is awakening on this B-side track. Oh, you really are breaking the fourth wall with these lyrics. Talk to me. Yes, on this B-side track, a fake, painful dream filled with you. Oh, the fantasies. Maybe I can't stop myself from reading them. Blow my mind, just stuck in my head, even though I know it's wrong. An irresistible guilty pleasure love. Okay. All right, stop. Wait a minute. This precarious atmosphere. Oh, lyrics. Tantalizing on the tongue. Again, rough translations. Rough translations. Let me not give too much kudos to my rough English translation. This precarious atmosphere. I've crossed the line in my head. When my feelings for you surge like waves. Yes, like those blue lapping waves that we got at the end of that MV that were very sad. But now it's surging. Even though I know it's not right, I get greedy. I cling to faint hope. I want to get close to you. Oh. The words are constantly being understood differently. So you can't really explain how you want to say it. You're saying it, but it doesn't feel like the words you're saying are constantly they're not coming across exactly the way you want it to, which is why you probably started with that touch of sincerity in your gestures. And then now you have a sincerity that you're trying to hide. So yeah, it's very clear that the words are being understood differently. And it's probably because those emotions are running hot. I never stopped, making me fall deeper. The sincerity I try to hide is awakening on this B-side track. I love that. A fake, painful dream filled with you. The fantasies blow my mind. All right. I love that all these songs have bridges. A truth completely different from what you've known until now. So you thought you know how I felt about you, but I'm telling you, I just want to honestly show you I can never reach your side no matter how hard I try. The B-side that flows in the darkness, this guilty pleasure that hides in the shadows on this B-side, spreading more and more inside of me. Stop talking about inside of you and all this spreading. All right. An irresistible guilty pleasure love. But is it? Is it really guilty pleasure? Or has it just felt guilty up until now? Okay. Silence silence seems like it's going to be gorgeous. I'm just going to pause that here because I need a break. I'm not used to these reactions. Okay, I am back. I am back for part 2, post break, which is really just going back to work after my lunch break. Going back to work definitely didn't help. Like, it's taken all of the joy out of whatever I had going on here. But let's see if part 2 of Serenade will invoke joy back into me, because human beings don't do it. It's my autistic self needs to be separated from people and just rely on things, because things make me happy. People don't make me happy. Anyway, let us jump into Silence, which really did sound beautiful from the little bit of snippet that I bled after guilty pleasure. So let's jump in. Oh, I really don't need to cry. Please stop. No more tears, 17. Let blue be the end of my tears.
알겠어 너의 맘도 그 침묵의 의미도 순간 애틋한 이런 맘도 삼켜야지 이 미련도.
Like, so the opposite of blue. Such, like, rich chords in this piano. Wow.
한 번 더 입 맞추고 가진 이유로 붙잡아도 막다른 이 끝에선 어쩔 수 없단 걸 알았어. 알겠어.
This is like Blue's warmer sibling. Yeah.
우릴 기념하던 password 아마도 오래 그대로일 홀로 가된 언젠가 한숨 섞인 너의 숨결이 날 조여워 안녕이라는 작은 그 한마디 도대체 어떻게 말해야 하는지 한 번 더 입만 주고
한 번 더.
애써봐도 막다른 이 끝에서 어쩔 수 없단 걸 알았어.
Ooh. Oh, harmony's so pretty.
알겠어 모두 알겠어
Oh, this live would be so beautiful. Them layering over each other. Pretty way to end, DK. I feel like it's Blue's emotional Blue's sibling. They're both very emotional, but this felt, again, just to me a lot warmer, and a lot fuller and richer, where Blue feels a lot cooler and more sparse outside of like the sweeping, gorgeous orchestral instrumentation. But because the vocalizations, a lot of the ad libs that you hear, a lot of like the filler vocals, background vocals, are just thicker, richer than in Blue. It feels like a heavier sound, even though it sounds to me to be warmer. I just want to check out the lyrics on that. Feels like I said, it still felt like there were like heavy emotional weight, you know, laying bare there. All right. I understand your feelings and the meaning of your silence. Yeah, what's so interesting is like it feels, based on how rich and like deep the instrumentation is, and then on top of that, like the layers of their like vocalization and their harmonies. Silence is the last word that I would think of in relation to that. So I like the idea of thinking of this like silence being met by like this vacuum that the silence of your love has created. You're trying to fight that back with all of this like emotion of sound, this wall of emotion of sound. I like that idea of that. This fleeting, tender feeling, I have to swallow this lingering regret. The everyday life we shared is gone. There is that theme that I feel like has been hinted at throughout the entire album so far. We still have 2 songs to go so far, though, being that love is found in all of these small, everyday parts of our lives. We often think of love as being grand and large, which it is, but that in practical terms, love is truly, where you really find it, is woven within all of the small, everyday parts of our lives. The everyday life we shared is gone. Only an empty void lingers in my breath. It's losing its breath in my arms, these futile desires devoid of any strain. Even if I kiss you one more time and try to hold on for various reasons, I know that at this dead end, there's nothing I can do. I understand. I know it all. So this person is coming to with the reckoning that they really truly realize that it's the end, that they know that there's no more that they can do. It's just a sad thought, such a sad feeling put into thought. A full calendar square. So it's almost as if like we can go round a whole year. The password that commemorated us, what locked us together, something that we could only unlock, right? Other people weren't welcome to the password. That was our love. It will probably remain that way for a long time. Someday when I'm alone, your sighing breath tightens around me. So even remembering those things of someone's sigh, which often comes with the idea of whether that could be frustration or being done with something, being over something, tightens around me. That short word, goodbye. How am I supposed to say it? Oh, gosh, this album is really, really emotional. Even if I kiss you one more time and try my best for various reasons, I know that at this dead end, there's nothing I can do. I understand. I know it all. I know it all, feeling like I've accepted it. Another bridge. We got another bridge. All right, okay. That was Silence. I am so head over heels in love with both Blue and Silence. And, of course, the two so far biggest ballads from our two main vocals. Of course, they hit me dead in the heart, as they would, coming from those two. All right, let's keep going. On to, I think it's Seungkwan solo next, right? Which means we are at Dream Serenade. Yes, Dream Serenade. Oh, it's another ballad. Definitely more stripped back than the last wall of sound that Silence gave us. Oh, and his voice is just like so gentle in his execution here. What a pretty melodic line change. I thought it would be the same. This song makes me want to hold my breath, waiting for the next line. Wow. So ethereal. So ethereal. Another one, again, last song, Silence. Heavier piano. And this, the orchestral sound is just so light. Oh, wow. So pretty. I don't know what instrument that is. It feels like the music follows his vocals, like it lingers after it. 것 같아. Oh, the layers of his voice, wow. 기억 속에 푸르게 빛나는 그때의 우리가 들려주는 사랑이란 노래. I did not think we were getting even more instrumental depth. Wow. Keep going. I didn't realize we were gonna get like another. This one is even like more cinematic than Blue. Wow.
먼 사랑 이었다고.
Sentimental but uplifting. It doesn't make me want to cry. It makes me want to smile. It makes me want to hope. It makes me want to dream. Dream. Oh, that vacuum of space. Oh gosh, the way it ended. It's like it could have ended with... Oh, stop making me happy. It could have ended with a trill. It could have ended with like lingering, plodding notes. And it didn't. It just sucked all the space that was left. I don't know if I could pick a favorite. Wow. Okay. So that one, to me, I am a sucker for orchestral instrumentation. I'm sure most people are suckers for orchestral instrumentation. There's something about the swell in that song that, like, I felt like it had already captured me before it told me, oh no, you thought that like that was the centerpiece of the song. You thought that was the instrumentation. Oh no, we're still going here. It kept building and crescendoing. It felt like it was enveloping me, which is why I felt like this growing, like literally growing, figuratively and literally growing sense of hope. But remembering the title, Dream, I think that ties very well, almost like a dream song or him singing to us of dreaming. Let's check out the lyrics. That's quite beautiful. I think that was the longest song. I mean, this one's 2:42. It's definitely not this one. I think that was the longest song on the album. Sure felt like it. And not in a bad way. Like, sure felt like it in the sense that there was so much space to that song musically. And it really felt like there was space for me to feel different things along the journey throughout that song. So that's, I guess, what made that song feel to me so roomy, is because of how much depth it felt like it already had in the beginning, and yet still found way to build without what I had mentioned with silence specifically being much heavier in its instrumentation. It certainly got more dynamic as the song went on in a way that was completely enrapturing, in a way that Blue grows, but not to the same scope and scale of the like breadth of dynamics that are within Dream Serenade as instrumental. But oh man, it just had dynamics up the wazoo. All right. Anyway, I'm just like staring off into space. I like still think about that song, but let's just talk about the language in Dream Serenade. We met in the same dream, the countless greetings we exchanged. When I open my eyes quietly, all the beautiful days come to mind. Oh, all of his like the hums, even the room that it felt like he was letting us sit in his hums, those hums that had all the notes in the world along the way. But here it's just one simple Your smile, which resembled the sunshine, embraces me, making even sadness seem insignificant. So I think, yeah, it does have, lyrically, it also very much aligns with the feeling of this more warm, light sister to colder Blue. Now I finally understand how beautiful it all was. So it sounds like we had silence, which felt like kind of like the end in a way, or at least some kind of understanding that things were ending, and that this feels like a more healthy acknowledgement and understanding that maybe things are over, and therefore you're looking on the past with a little bit more of a bittersweet perspective because you're maybe out of the anguish that you felt with silence or within silence, yet it's still very clearly over because you're looking back. So it feels like, maybe you've taken some time to heal a little bit of your wounds and to dry your tears, and therefore you're able to look back with a little bit more of a smile and a little bit more of happy remembrance on what was love. Therefore, it was happy and something worth remembering for the positive. But of course, when you're breaking up with someone or things are coming to an end and you're surrounded by the darkness, it's hard to think of it from that perspective in the moment. So that's where I feel like story-wise we are. Even in a dream, I want to tell you that you are the light for me. Oh gosh, the song is gonna always get to me regardless once I hear the lyrics. Memories scatter in the wind. I walk the street alone, the street we walk together. Now I finally understand how beautiful it all was. Even in a dream, I want to tell you that you were the light for me. Sometimes when things get tough and the hidden memories shining brightly, the song of love that we sang back then, I will remember it. Even if I gathered all the light in the world, I couldn't replace you. Somewhere out there, you're smiling. Thinking of you makes me feel all right. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, I'm sure they're not particularly fine, but with time and distance and a little bit of healing comes understanding. And I think this song says a lot of that. And I think that's what allows that person to think of their past love as a dream serenade. Now I finally understand the meaning of love. Even in a dream, I want to tell you that you were love. Wow. Oh, wow. That's quite beautiful. Ooh. Okay. I can't believe we're almost done, but we are almost done. So let us wrap it up. Let me say, because I definitely mentioned it with DK's song, and it was the beginning, so it was easy for me to stay on track. This song, which is Seungkwan solo, was also co-written and co-composed by Seungkwan. And then finally, this last song called Prelude to Love, which feels like it should be in the beginning. So I'm interested to see what it might mean to have our prelude to love come at the end of our serenade. But Prelude to Love is a song that they both wrote on. So they both came together for that song and worked on that. So let's wrap it up. And then I will try and summarize my thoughts at the end. All right, at least I remember what this sounded like, and it did definitely have a happier thought. So happier thought, happier sounding feel. All right.
알람보다 더 먼저 떠진 눈 내겐 기적 같은 일이야.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, this is good. I'm gonna have to get it out of my head right now. So like when I first heard the highlights, I could not help but think of the song. Gosh, what is it? Sail away with me to another place. We can rely on each other. From one, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's like an old song that was then sampled to become a new song. What is that song? But anyway, the beginning just reminded me so much of that song. So that song has been in my head ever since I heard the highlights. What is that song? Sail away with me to another place. We can rely on each other. Gosh, feels both old and new to me. Which means, based on my age, both older and old. That's what I think of when I think of this song so far. Not at all the same melody, but it's just the starting part of the phrase. Pretty. I love picking out their voices. Okay. We said the title. Something, something, the prelude of love. Gosh, their voices sound as breathy and light as possible in comparison to the rest of this album. The percussion in this is all hope. 아름다움. 멜로디와. It definitely feels like a new beginning. 기다려. Oh no, we're done. Go. Whew, I was about to I was really feeling myself into that song. Okay. Let's check out the lyrics on this one. My eyes opened even before the alarm. You up? You ready to open? You ready to open? You ready to wake up? Bop. Don't even need to hear the sound. It's like a miracle to me. The freshly ironed shirt I prepared yesterday, a smile involuntary escapes my lips. This is what I'm talking about when I thought like, oh, the prelude to love. So like, we about to fall? We about to fall again. You know what? Maybe we're not about to fall because whatever we came out of felt real deep and heavy and important. But maybe we are okay with realizing that that love was important and it was special and it was meaningful, and therefore we want to make sure that we are going to open ourselves up to allow ourselves to experience it or feel it again. And therefore that's why it feels so happy. That's why it feels so like willing to start anew, because even though you've gone through hurt and pain and suffered, it was all worth it. And you know it just based on looking back fondly on the love that you have with that person and smiling about it and missing it. And therefore, you need to tell yourself it's okay to leave the door slightly ajar for a new love. Don't close the door just because your heart got hurt. Okay, let's see if it says Nisi from verse 1. All right, pre-chorus. On my way to see you with light steps, the blooming flower. Yeah, it's almost like you got a whole another flower bouquet. So I'm not thinking we've circled round to the same love. Possible. But I'm not feeling like that's what's going on here. I'm feeling like this is saying we are ready with time to allow ourselves to open ourselves to be in love again and to feel the things that we felt that got us in our deep feels, which is some of this light stuff with light steps, with our blooming flower petals. Like you're ready to go meet that new love. My heart lingers on the slow moving clock hands. You're just waiting for the time to turn so you can get to see that person. Then rushes to the exact time without stopping. My unstoppable footsteps take me to you, the new melody blowing in the wind. Okay, that's what our melody was. The new melody blowing in the wind and the hurried footsteps matching the rhythm. I felt that in the percussion. Oh, I love it. Resonate throughout the world waiting for you like a prelude of love. All the thoughts about you fill me up, squeezing in every gap. The melody that grows with each step is knocking on my heart. Oh, every song had a bridge, guys. Every song had a bridge. Every song got a bridge. Every moment of willingly waiting for you. Willingly waiting for you. I would do anything. I would wait as long as you needed me to. Is beautiful in itself. You know, all those names that have passed by and the same street I walked alone. Interesting how when we were just talking in the last song, was it the last song or was it Silence? I can't remember right now. In one of our last songs, we were talking about the street that I walk alone that we used to walk, right? So reminiscing on the sadness of something that I now walk alone, knowing, remembering that we used to do this together and the pain that causes, to now all the names that have passed by in this same street, I walked alone like a miracle in a single moment. I think of you. So all of a sudden that same street is imbued with new beauty, new sounds, new excitement because of love and because of a person. The new melody blowing in the wind and the hurried footsteps matching the rhythm resonate through the world, waiting for you like a prelude of love. Or to love. Like it a lot. Wow. All right, guys, that was Prelude to Love. I feel many a thing. Okay. The theme of love, the story, the journey that this album takes you on is so cohesive, so impactful, both musically and lyrically. Yes, I'm a big fan, so I think, of course, I'm going to be subjectively touched in ways that others objectively may not. But I think even with my favoritism, my own biases, there is something very clearly cohesive about the story that's being told here. Yes, I know at a point of guilty pleasures, I went on a tangent of versatility, and yes, there is versatility. But overall, even in their most versatile, which I think we either got your more pop rocky aspect with Rockstar. I think you get a little bit more of your typical ballad structures, whether heavy piano ballad or orchestral style ballads. In the other three songs that we talked about, Dream, Serenade, Silence, and Blue, you get Guilty Pleasure, which has a little bit more of R&B tones to it, these kind of like groovy R&B tones to it. And then we have the ending of Prelude to Love, which is like a really light sort of pop, but also like slightly rocky fare. So Guilty Pleasure being maybe the most versatile, most outlier. Let's say not versatile, doesn't make sense, but the most outlier of all of the styles. Overall, musically very cohesive, but definitely lyrically and storytelling-wise very cohesive. The track order, which I'm obsessed with, typically. I like to, for whatever reason, listen to things in order. Is it because I'm lazy? Maybe. I like for things to have a meaning and make sense in a lot of things that shouldn't need to be structured. So maybe that's why I appreciate a good structured track list on an album, but overall just how the story was structured, from the sort of Rockstar, what I'm calling the like palette cleanser, to like say we're about to get into some deep feels, so let's start with some light fare here in the beginning, and then really getting into this feeling of being in love with someone who maybe you're not aligned with quite yet, to being really deep down and down dirty for that person, to falling out of love or falling apart from that person, to potentially leaving the door open for more love for yourself in the future. That sort of circle of a story, I think, makes a lot of sense. I will say, even though not every song on the album is a serenade, it really did feel like they were serenading to me. So from a title perspective, hell yes, did I feel like I walked away with a full-on serenade. I wish that my album came in time so I could have opened it. I feel like K-pop especially likes to align to the feeling of a season. And so I find myself more recently, at least, like very in tune to like what feels like a summer song, what feels like a warm song, what feels like a fall song. And like the songs that have been coming out recently during the winter, like these are winter songs. And so Blues, Dream Serenades, Silence, they all feel like they align really, really well to an album released in the winter, something that is meant to warm you in the darkest, coldest of days, and also something that is supposed to leave you with a little bit of hope, faith, as we kind of go through like what is a very dreary, cold, can be sad, dark kind of season. And so I feel like from an album perspective, Serenade does that extremely well, in the same way that I felt like Blue as a title track does that. I just feel like, I don't know, I of course had high hopes for this album, and I also knew that we would be getting like just great vocals, and by no means did either the music, the vocals, the content, the story, none of it let me down. Everything met my expectations and then exceeded them. Again, I always assume they're going to meet my expectations when it comes to, DK and Seungkwan, but far exceeded my expectations. I'm so happy I'm happy that our main vocals got a EP, and oh gosh, that 5-minute plus song, that was Seungkwan's solo song, right? So happy. That song felt like it was never going to end, and I never wanted it to. I love that we've got bridges in all of our songs. I just think this was a really, really beautiful subunit album. When you put them like side by side, really, really, really fun to see the variance and musical differences in between all 4 of those subunits. I feel like the versatility in our guys is pretty amazing. Jonghyun and Anu were more easy listening. Koops and Mingyu, besides, a little bit of light pop fare, it's more hip hop driven. And then Hoshi and Wooji had a very like experimental, out there, really different experimental aspects, especially with like your Stupid Idiot. But the instrumentation overall was just really unique for Hoshi and Wooji's subunit. So this being a balladeer subunit, gosh, they're so talented. Group is so talented. So Blue hair was worth it today. Blue emotions a little bit was worth it today, all to be able to share this reaction with you guys. So let me know what you guys think. What are your favorite songs? I still think my favorite songs are probably in between our 3 ballads. Yeah, I still think I would fall somewhere in between my favorites being Silence and Blue fast followed by Dream Serenade. But let me know what your favorites are. I love all of these songs. Tell me how you felt about the album as a whole. Tell me what you think in comparison to the units that we got so far. How do you feel like the collection of subunits releases are building out? I cannot believe Jonghyun's going to be back in like 6 months or less than 6 months. Also, let me know, because I've been thinking about it and no one else is going to talk to me about it, and probably no one else will respond to this comment, but that is fine. Let me know. Do you think we're going to get a trio subunit, or do we think one of the members is going to get a solo? Because obviously 13, the math is not mathing for duos. So if that is the case, do we think that we're actually going to get a trio as a unit, or do we think that we're just going to get a solo member as one of the releases? I have been thinking about it mostly because it makes me, I keep thinking that Vernon is like he's big on production, he's big on writing, he is someone who I could see delivering like multi-song solo. I mean, it sounds crazy for me to say that, right? Like as our like next to baby. No, but that's what I've been thinking. I've been feeling like maybe instead of a trio, it's going to be Vernon who gets a solo, and that he just self-produces the entire thing. I think that could happen, and that would be very cool. The other thing that I noted, and I just am interested to hear your thoughts if you have any, is I did check the track list when the highlights came out, and I saw that Wooji is not on this, and Bumzu is not on this. So those were obviously two names that I'm always looking for when I look at the credits on 17 songs. And because I knew this was coming out after Wooji's enlistment, I had a feeling that either he would have prepped a plethora of songs, which is highly possible, or that maybe he wasn't going to be on this. So it was very interesting to see that our two main 17 producers didn't write on this one. Sometimes it just works out that way. So just one of the things that I noticed that I was just interested in talking about. So let me know what you guys thought. Thank you guys for checking it out with me. I hope that everyone is having a beautiful day that feels like a dream serenade to them. Bye.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school.